Hey guys, it's Savannah's Clay Creations, and so as you guys can tell from the title, I'm going to be doing a tutorial on these adorable little peanut butter and jelly. You can make these friendship charms or earrings like I did, or even just put them on a necklace or something like that, or just leave them as charms or cabochons. But I'm going to be showing you guys how to make them, and they're super textured, and I dropped it. Super adorable. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into this tutorial. So like the polymer clay you will need for this tutorial is really not that much. You just need some tan clay, some light brown clay, another little ball of tan clay, and then a dark brown ball of tan clay. And this is optional and it can be black clay, it's just for the little face. But you want to make your tan, or this is E-Group by Sculpey, by the way. You want your tan clay to be in kind of a rectangle shape because you're just gonna texture it and slice it like this, like texture it like this and shade it like this, and then you're just gonna cut it in half. So yeah, you want to be a rectangle shape. And then we're just gonna mix those two together to get the peanut butter color, and again, this part's optional. So the tools you'll be needing are soft pastels or chalk pastels. You're gonna want some clay softener, or if you just have really soft clay, then you can use that as well. Something to apply the chalk pastels with, some sandpaper, which is optional, just helps when you're texturing. I have two different types of blades. I will want to be using a dotting tool, but you can use a toothpick for this. It's just for applying the jelly. And you're going to want some pre-made jelly. I do not have a tutorial for this, but basically it's really pretty easy, and I'm sure there are tons of people who have videos on it. And if you guys want to see a video, I can make one. A texturing tool, and this can be a toothbrush or whatever, and a acrylic roller is optional. So starting with your rectangle of ecru clay or tan clay, you're just going to kind of shape it into a more, I guess, rectangular shape. I just chopped this right off of my polymer clay block, so it does look a little bit weird. And you're just going to want to like make it a little smaller, because when you add texture, it's going to flatten it out a little bit. So then the next thing you're going to do is just add texture all the way around. So another optional thing is aluminum foil, and I like to use this on the edges because it gives it a different texture than the actual, like, the bread part. And this is where your sandpaper is going to come in, where you just give it texture and then it doesn't smush it, it actually gives it a little bit more texture. So I'll come back once this is all textured. Once you finish texturing, you're going to take your, your soft pastels or chalk pastels, and I just got these at Walmart for like $6. It was really cheap and I like them a lot. And you're just going to use, I'm going to be using mainly these four colors, but also my brown. So you're just going to take a mixture. I'm just going to be shading the outside of this because I want the bread to look like it has crust. So just shade the outside of it. Again, I'm just using these main colors here, and then this brown a little bit, and I'll come back to you once it's all shaded. I'm going to continue using the sandpaper underneath, because it will continue to give, you're going to want it to keep getting texture and not flatten out. So if you aren't using sandpaper, just be kind of careful. You may even want to lift it up off of the table or whatever you're using, just so that it doesn't smush all the texture off. If you do not have soft pastels but you still want to make this, you can actually use darker brown clay or even the lighter brown clay just to make the crust. So I'm pretty much done shading it, and now I'm going to take my ball tool or your toothpick or whatever, and I'm just going to make an indentation near the top, and again, just to give it the kind of loaf look. So you're going to want to do that on both sides. And again, I'm just using a ball tool. You can use toothpicks, anything round, end of a paintbrush, whatever. And then you're actually going to want to microwave this, or sorry, not microwave, I don't know what I'm saying, refrigerate this for about 5 minutes. You can actually, if you want to, just leave it out for a little while and become a little firmer. It's whatever you want. I'm choosing to refrigerate, not microwave, this, and I will come back to you once it's a little bit harder, like once it's sat in there. And I do recommend doing like something while you wait, because otherwise you're not going to wait long enough. So just like get on your phone or something. Like I said, while you're waiting, just chill on your phone, on Instagram or whatever, because you don't want to like be anxious and waiting for it and then have it not be cold enough and then have you smush it. So just like do whatever. I also just want to tell you guys, I do have an Instagram, so it is obviously Savannah's Clay Creations. So I post a lot of random stuff. As you can see, I have 135 or 31, not 35 posts. So yeah, I'm still waiting for my thing to refrigerate and get cold enough. But yeah, just keep waiting and 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 waiting some more. So once your bread is like hardened enough, you're just gonna take your blade and just cut it in half. It's gonna be a little bit stiff, so yeah, and then you'll have this beautiful stuff. So don't worry if you got chalk pastels on the outside, because you're gonna be using the inside as the front. So yeah, go ahead and texture this, and then insert your eye pin. After you texture, this is the point when you want to add your eye pins, because it's just the easiest right here. So if you don't have eye pins, then don't worry about this step. But yeah, just insert your eye pins. I'm trying to do it off, like on camera, but off camera. Like I'm looking at it off camera. Anyway, so yeah, once you insert your eye pins, then you're ready for the next step. If you guys can tell, my hands are shaking in this video. It's because I just went and worked out with my brother and did weights. And my brother's a wrestler, so that was not my smartest plan. So if I'm like shaking a lot and you can't focus on whatever this is, I'm sorry. The next step is to take your small ball of ecru and your small ball of light brown clay and just mix them together. And this is going to create your peanut butter color. If you already have a peanut butter color, then great, use that. And like if you're like me and you don't, then just keep mixing until you get a color that you like. Once you get it to the shade you want, you're going to flatten it out a little bit. And then you're going to take 1 drop of clay softener. And then you're just going to mix that in with it. And what this is going to do is this is going to make your clay really sticky and soft like peanut butter. This also leaves your hands really oily, so I recommend washing them after this step because, yeah. So as you can tell, this stuff is like ultra sticky now. So, but this is the consistency you want. So make sure you put, I almost didn't put the cap on this. That would be really awful if I spilled it all over my workspace. That would be a mess to clean up. Anyway, we're just going to set that aside, and then you're going to take your jelly, whatever it is. I just mixed purple clay and, oops, I can't remember the name. Liquid clay, TLS, sorry. And then I used a little bit of clay softener to soften the clay up. And I also had to use a little bit of acrylic paint just to give it a little bit more vibrant color. So you're going to take your toast slices. For your peanut butter, you're going to take as much as you need. So I'm not going to need that much. So I'm just going to take it and just kind of like shape it into a peanut butter-ish shape. That's a little bit too much. And just place it on one of the slices of bread. Don't worry about it looking perfect. We're going to add a little bit of texture later. And then you're going to take, I'm using a ball tool, and you're just going to scoop up a little bit of your liquid clay to look like jelly and just like put it on there as much as you want. So once you get that done, clean off your ball tool and make sure you leave a little bit of space down at the bottom for a face. And now we're just going to add texture to our peanut butter, where you're just going to take your ball tool and just kind of like, here, I'm going to zoom in for you guys so you can see a little better. But you're just going to take your ball tool and just kind of like give it a little bit of like smearing type of thing. So it looks like you just smeared it all over there with a knife. And now, oops, sorry, closing this so it doesn't spill. You're going to add your face. And again, this part's optional. If you don't want to add your face, then this part you don't have to do. You're just going to take your little ball of whatever color, brown is my color, but you can use black. And you're just going to make eyes and a little smile. And make sure you make 4 eyes and then 2 smiles, because you're going to be making it for like both sides, obviously. Now just put your face on if you're putting it on. And there's 2 little eyes. And you can do this before the frosting. Sorry guys, you can't see that very well. You can do this before the jelly if you would like, because as you can see, it's kind of hard. Sorry, I'm holding it off camera. But yeah, just make your faces and then call it good. Once you get your faces done, you can bake them and then just glaze the accents and basically do whatever you want with them. I was going to make the faces on camera and put them on there for you, but my arms were shaking too much. Like, my arms were shaking, so I made my hands shake. Long story short, wasn't happening on camera, so I decided I would just skip that. But yeah, you can make them earrings, friendship charms, give them to, like, have you and your best friend wear them. Whatever you want. You could even give them away as like birthday presents or something. So if you guys like this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up. And I don't know if I said this, but I'm gonna be gone in Florida. I leave for vacation in 4 days. So I'm not gonna be very active on YouTube, so I'm actually will be surprised if I get this up before I go to Florida. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry this is kind of a long video. I'll try to edit it if I can, because as of right now, it's almost 11 minutes. So yeah, again, I'll try and edit it. But my editing program sucks. As you guys could tell from my last video, you couldn't even understand me because of the chipmunk voice that wouldn't work otherwise. Anyway, sorry for the blabbing. I will talk to you all later, and I just hope you enjoyed this video. Check out all the links in the description box, please. Oh, that's kind of close. And I'm going to put these in there so you guys can actually see them. Yeah. Sorry, I just, like, stopped talking. So, sorry again for all the randomness. I'm not thinking straight today. I'm tired and excited to be going on vacation. But yeah, I will talk to you guys all later. Bye, everybody.